There's a couple of things that I really think are very important when it comes to your pricing. Now, I've been in business now for 5 years. I have a number of things out on the market. And when it comes to pricing, there's a few specific things that I've seen other people do, other people recommend. I don't necessarily agree. You're going to get different advice everywhere, but here are my 3 tips for pricing yourself. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lauren Kidd. I am a business strategist for the busy mompreneur. I teach moms how to start, run, and scale their online businesses so they can be present in their kids' lives. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. New content comes out every Monday at 9. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Don't forget to drop a hey in the comments below. If at any point in time in any of my videos that you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to drop the question below. I'm happy to answer any and all questions. You only know so much, but you got to ask so that you can grow. That's why we're here, right? If you're not comfortable dropping a comment below and you want to send me a DM, the link to send me a DM is also below. So don't hesitate to use that as well. Guys, today we are going to talk about how to price yourself. This is so confusing sometimes for so many people, especially if you're just starting out and you're just getting into your field, or maybe you're putting together a new product. And you're just like, I don't know what I should price it at, right? There's a couple of things that I really think are very important when it comes to your pricing. Now, I've been in business now for 5 years. I have a number of things out on the market. And when it comes to pricing, there's a few specific things that I've seen other people do, other people recommend. I don't necessarily agree. You're going to get different advice everywhere, but here are my 3 tips for pricing yourself. Okay. The first thing you need to take into consideration is, who do you sell to, right? So I sell to moms. Moms are my ideal client. Moms who want to start their businesses. Maybe they're leaving their 9 to 5. Maybe they've been a stay-at-home mom. They're moms. Their first priority will always be their children, their home care, their family life, their personal needs before their own. That's just the way of a mompreneur. That's the way we are. I am the exact same way. It doesn't matter what kind of income I've got coming in. I will always try to put my family first. If it comes to an investment in my own business, I'm like, okay, well, what do we have coming up? That is going to be taken into consideration. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm not willing to invest in my business, or that I don't want to spend the money, or I'm not willing to grow, right? But my family is always going to come first. My family's finances are going to come first over what my business needs. It has taken me a long time to hire certain people for my business so that it could grow, because there are things that needed to be taken care of in my own family. So if you're working with men who have a lot of money, that's a different kind of price market. If you're speaking specifically to people who have a 9 to 5 but want a side hustle, they've got a different income level. So who specifically are you selling to? Do they have enough money to pay XYZ? Are they somebody who's going to be like, yes, just give it to me. I don't care what it costs, just give it to me now, right? Like the Nike, those super weird brands. I don't know. I don't wear Nikes for very good reasons, but they have this line of shoes that every time Jordans, maybe they're not Nikes, I don't know, but Jordans, you guys know Jordans, right? Every time that they come out, there is a specific group of people, and it doesn't matter how much these stupid shoes cost, these people are going to buy those shoes, right? That target audience doesn't care. They just want this special shoe. I have a friend who has probably hundreds of these shoes, right? And he keeps them in boxes and he keeps them on his shelf so that you can see them. He doesn't wear them, which to me, I'm not going to spend $300 on a pair of shoes that I'm never going to wear, right? If I'm going to spend that much money on a shoe, it better be laced in gold. So different targets. So when it comes to pricing your products, you need to first look at, who are you selling to? That's going to give you a base idea of what they're going to invest in. For a mom, she might be only willing to sometimes, if she's getting familiar with somebody, spend $5, $10, $20, $30. But if you're pushing like the $200 mark and she's never worked with you before and she's never bought anything from you before, unless you have this miracle pill, she's probably going to back burner it, because the kids probably have soccer gear that need to be purchased, right? So again, back to the Jordans versus, let's say, a mompreneur. There's a different market. So who are you selling to? It's the very first thing that you need to really narrow down. Now, if you don't know who your ideal client is, check out that video below. I feel like I'm gonna like beat this till a dead topic, but if you've got to figure out who your ideal client is. If you don't know, check out that video right below. Click the link and you can watch how to narrow down your ideal client specifically. So how to price. Tip 2, what's their price range, right? So now you know who you're marketing to. These Jordan people, for example, what's their price range? They don't have a price range. Granted, there are some Jordan fanatics who are like, well, I'm not paying more than $300 for a pair of shoes, right? So it might be your market cap. Some people are like, well, I'm only willing to spend $200 on a new pair of shoes. So that's something to consider also. How often are these people buying things at specific costs, right? Is somebody going to invest in a program with somebody that they've never learned anything from for like $2,000 right off the bat? Probably not. They're probably going to start in with a smaller dollar item, right? They're going to try it out. They're going to get to know you. They're going to check out your free stuff first. So if you're coming into the market with a brand new product, let's pretend like this is your first product ever, and you're coming out as a virtual assistant, but you also want to have a course. Let's say you want to teach people how to be a virtual assistant. You have this amazing course. You detail everything out. It's specific. You give them exactly what they need in order to start their business, right? Maybe you don't give them the full info on how to go market their clients, how to get them and where to find them and all that jazz. You just teach them the basics. And you're like, yes, I'm going to sell this course for $1,000. That's cool, but you're probably not going to get it because your ideal person who is looking to start a VA business probably has a steady budget that's under $200. When most people get into the VA world, they're trying to dip in their toes and they're going to see if it's working for them. They're going to see what's out there, how they can do it, how they can piece it together so they can actually start to build their own business. They're either a stay-at-home parent or they're leaving their 9-to-5, or maybe they're going to do it with their 9-to-5 and build it a little bit at a time. But they're not going to invest. Typically speaking, if you're brand new to something, you're not going to shell out $1,000 for something, especially from somebody that you don't know yet. So take their price range into consideration. If my moms who are just starting out in their business have a price range under $100, they're going to get something like Content Creation 101's masterclass, or they're going to get my 100 days of content in minutes, or they're going to get the ultimate guide to content creation and social media management, because you got to create the content that's going to be eye-catching, but you also got to learn how to use social media in order to make that content work for you. If somebody is just starting out their business and they're trying to get people to listen to them, get that authority, and they don't 100% know, they've maybe taken my content courses and they're still missing a little bit here or there, they're probably going to try out my content template. I can link all those below if you wanted to go take a peek. I teach you exactly what you need to know in order to attract your ideal client without actually having to be online. So these are some places that you may start. For those who are maybe into their business a little bit more, but they're looking to build that solid foundation, they're looking to expand a little bit, but again, they're not ready for one-on-one. That's okay. They might try out my Business Builders bundle. They're going to learn how to build a solid foundation for their business. They're going to learn the systems that it takes to set up in your business so that you can actually make money while not online. Who doesn't want to do that, right? They're going to learn how to speak exactly to their ideal person when they're not even online. They're gonna learn how to show up confidently. They're gonna get my 6-figure sales script so that when they're on the phone with their prospects, they're like, yeah, I got this, and this is exactly what you need to be saying, right? So they're gonna get all that. It's gonna be a little bit higher, but not extravagant. It's still under $300, right? So the investment is just within their price range. Now, if a mom is in her business and she's like, I'm just going all in, let's go, she may talk to me about one-on-one coaching, which is substantially higher than my courses for a reason. You get one-on-one contact. So you need to take their price range into consideration. Now, for me in particular, my coaching packages have only gone up slightly in the last 5 years. They've not taken a drastic jump. Whereas most other coaches in my field have gone from like, oh, I offer 3 months for $1,000, which is dumb. Don't do that. Price appropriately. Again, fill out your market. But they've gone for like 3 months from $1,000 to now they're like $30,000 for 3 months. I'm sorry, no. No, don't buy into this whole $30,000. I worked with a really well-known mentor for a full year, for far less than $30,000 for 3 months. Like, just no. Learn your audience and learn what their price range is and be realistic. That being said, we're going to move on to step 3, and that's take a look at what others are priced at, because this is also going to give you a baseline. So like I just said, there are tons of others in my field who have been in the coaching strategy field for the length of time that I have, and their prices are just now astronomical. Yeah, they get people in it, but they've also started backpedaling a little bit to lower prices because it's so much harder to pitch somebody a $30,000 package versus pitching somebody something like $3,500, $3,000, something along those lines, right? So while they have increased, I have stayed the same. My workload necessarily hasn't increased, but my client retention, my clients come back again and again and again because I'm getting them results and I'm reasonably priced. And every time their income increases. Whereas one of my very good friends, her prices are astronomical and myself wouldn't pay for it. We teach almost the exact same thing. She has a different target audience. So we are a little bit different in our approaches. She doesn't work with mompreneurs, but we're still both strategists. And her prices are 3 times what I charge. And she is constantly out there hustling, trying to get people to get on calls. And, she's pitching 3 times more than I am because her prices are higher. So you also have to take that into account. How much more work do you want to put into convincing somebody? It's easier to convince somebody to buy a $27 product than it is to convince them to buy a $2,700 product. So how to price yourself. There is no magic way to figure it out. These are just a few really solid steps that you need to narrow down when it comes to pricing. First, you need to know specifically who you sell to. Without question, you need to know who your exact client is because it's going to tell you who they are. The second step is, what is their specific price range? What is it that they are going to be able to afford when it comes to your services or your products? And number 3, take a peek, but don't use it as your solid base. Take a peek at what others in your services are offering, and you can base your services on that. So let's pretend like you're a VA, right? If you're a VA and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to charge $75 an hour, chances are you're going to have to really convince somebody to pay you $75 an hour. Because if I can get a bomb diggity VA for $35, $45 an hour, I'm not going to pay you $75 an hour. It doesn't matter if you're laced in gold. It's back to the shoes. Like, if I can't actually consistently use you now, again, our prices are a little different. We have, my VA is expensive, but that's not the point. The point is, if I'm new in business and I'm looking for a VA and you're new VA in business and you're trying to get clients, you're outpricing yourself. You're going to have to really reach for the stars, or you're going to have to attain a bigger client, like a 6-figure business owner already, right? So you're going to have to look at your clients. So back to number 1, who are you serving? So there are your 3 points for how to price yourself. Now, again, everybody's got different information on how to price yourself. When it comes to most service-based businesses, pretty much every client that I've ever worked with, these are the 3 most important things that we talk about when it comes to pricing. So know who you're working with, know what their budget is, and then take a little peek at what everybody else is doing so that you're not like way out of the ballpark. Okay. If you don't know what your ideal client's price range is, simply ask them. Market research. It goes back to another video that we've done. Market research. Actually, I will tag that video below. I will make sure that you can see the importance of market research and why it's going to keep you from flopping on a launch and versus success, total success on a launch. Okay, so I will link that video below as well. That's it, guys. That's how you test the market price yourself. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them below. Otherwise, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you right back here next Monday at 9. Bye.